Hello everybody. I've been talking about dogwood winter. Well, here it is. It's April the 9th. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's peppering the snow. A good heavy flurry. Of course, it's about 40 degrees, so it won't lay. Maybe on the grass, but you can't even see the mountains. And anyhow, I just thought I'd let you know, and if we have an occurrence on blackberry winter, I'll film it and show you blackberry winter too. It'll be probably third week of April. We'll have a little cold spell. Probably won't snow, but anyhow, like old timers say around here, it is what it is. You got to live with it. All right, thank y'all.
Good morning. It's me. How y'all doing? Well, there with my hat. It's windy out here today and it's cold. Hey, sweet girl. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. You can see her pond is still staying relatively full. Of course, it's been really windy, and the wind tends to evaporate it or whatever. Hugh's working on building a fence today. He has a fence down here that's just old and tired. It's got to be replaced. So I have something different going on. I'm in the process of planting the rest of my vegetables, which that's just pretty much everything is going in the flower beds in the front of the house this year. Well, the early spring vegetables. Everything else will be going over into that field over there. Anyway, say hi, Pops.
Hey everybody. I had a fence that the cows got to. They stretched it, so I'm just going to relocate it to make it easier for me to build it. I like fences in a straight line because it's easier to brace them. Because I'm going to pull this wire really tight, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. I've got a little tool here that I'll I want to use this, and I'm going to use a cable come along, and that right there will bite the wire, and I'll put the cable, and I'll park a tractor over here, and I'll put this to the lift, and I'll tighten it with a come along to the point of breaking. I hope I don't break it, but I have broke it with this before because I like a fence really tight. But we're a good ways from stretching wire yet. I've still got to demo this, and I've got to get all these old stakes up and get it cleaned up, and I want to clean that briar patch up down there and pile it and get it ready to burn if a wind ever stops blowing. It has been the windiest spring I remember in a long time.
Really, really windy.
But anyhow, I won't get it done today. I don't work as hard as I used to, but that's okay.
He has a lot of his new fence stakes up. You can see this nice little straight line right here. All of the fence behind it is what he's demolitioning.
We're in the middle of, see, the dogwoods are fixing to bloom. This is a big dogwood. And here in southern Appalachia, the old timers said you always have a cold spell. When the dogwoods are blooming and when the blackberries are blooming, we'll have another cold spell. They call it dogwood winter and blackberry winter. And I've been here, I've lived on this place most of my life. I was born here, and I'll probably die here, and that holds true. It's dogwood winter and blackberry winter, and it holds true just about every year. I don't ever remember a year we don't have a cold spell when the blackberries bloom. Now, it's not real cold. It usually just gets down maybe a frost warning. And another thing, if you live in southern Appalachia, you don't plant anything in the garden that's that's freeze problem, because you don't plant anything till after the 15th of May, and I have seen it frost on the 15th of May. I think one time we had snow the 11th of May, In 2009, I think we had like 3 foot on Mount Pisgah. What year did they get married? Wasn't that about 2009?
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Huh?
It's been over 20 years.
But my wife, Patty, was in Michigan at her niece's wedding, and I was going outside to shaking snow off of our trees in the yard to keep the snow from breaking them down, because it was a heavy wet snow. So we had on Mount Pisgah, I think, like 3 feet of snow, and the Pisgah end was open, and there was people stranded up there. They had to get the National Guard to go up there and clear the roads to rescue a bunch of them people. And if you ever get the chance to go, Blue Ridge Parkway, it's a beautiful ride, and the Pisgah Inn is right there beside the parkway, right there at Mount Pisgah, and it is a beautiful, beautiful drive and a great place to stay. We go up there occasionally and eat breakfast and watch the sun come up. We hadn't done it in a couple of years, but we need to get back into that because it's just a beautiful place.
It is. The dogwood blossoms look pathetic this year. Sometimes they're huge, and this year it looks like it's going to be one of those years when they're just little and tight. Oh well. All right, well guys, I'm going to put you on the speed vision. I guess that's going to be my word for it. And let's watch Hugh demolition this fence. And I'm going to go in and put on some warmer clothes before I start working in my garden. It's chilly out here.
And the cleaning bucket.
Wait, I stopped it. Oh, no, I didn't. It's still going.
Is it ready?
Yeah.
A cleaning bucket makes a really good fence building bucket because you can put your steeples on one side and along with your T-post clip, and that's a T-post clip, and then you can put your tools on the other side. And like what I'm doing on this, I can put all my old steeples over here with the tools and keep them separate and make them easy to clean up when you clean your bucket up. And plus, these things have a big bottom, and as you can see, we don't have any flat land here, so you can set this bucket down on a pretty steep hill and it won't turn over. It's got a low center of gravity, and
he's got a big rip in the back of his shirt. Hey, that's barbed wire's tough on clothing. All right, now I'm gonna it is frigid. He did. He had to go get warmer clothes.
Earlier, it's what we call blackberry winter.
No, this is dogwood winter.
Or dogwood winter. Absolutely, it's dogwood winter. And it's 47 degrees according to our monitor in the house. And we have about a 15-20 mile an hour consistent breeze. So just a corduroy shirt was just not hardly warm enough. So I put my coveralls on and my flannel shirt.
It's too cold to work. I'm not working outside. Hugh's tougher than I am.
I'm not tough. I need to get it done.
But blackberry winter's still coming, right?
Yeah, blackberry winter will be in a few weeks. Blackberry winter's usually the last week of April, first week of May. The blackberries will be in full bloom. We'll have a little cold snap. Now, it's not terribly cold, But a lot of the trees are butting out and the pollen's pretty heavy in the air, and I think I'm allergic to everything anymore. Nothing used to bother me, but now everything makes me sneeze and choke and gag and all the other good stuff. But I'm gonna go back to building fence, and Patty's gonna show you the plants that we got to set out.
And the ducks.
And the ducks.
Okay, they haven't seen the ducks yet.
And the chickens.
Yeah, I'll show you the
We've
chickens
got 20
too.
chickens that are the ugliest thing you ever seen. They're starting to get their feathers, and there's nothing pretty about a pullet.
On. Let's go watch you a little bit. I have to listen to Ryan fuss. She wants me to come over and pet her. She's a very spoiled little goose, girls and guys. Yes, I know. 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 Yes, you're such a darling. You're such a darling. Such a sweet big bird. Such a sweet big bird. Oh, you just want somebody to watch you swim, don't you? Well, go swim. There you go. Silly. Silly, silly goose. Silly, silly goose. Alright. Papa's pounding in another steak. Our daughter's paramedic in Asheville, and bless her heart, that's her bedroom right there, and it's always so noisy. Her shifts are 24 hours long, and unfortunately she doesn't always get the benefit of a quiet nap when she gets home. But it looks like he got it all done. He's got all the fence stakes in. Perhaps just one more, two more. He had to rehang this gate. That's what started this whole event. Maybe all the rain has made the ground soft.
Ground is really soft.
Well, that's helpful at least.
We've had a wet winter. I've got to turn that stake around. When you're using T-post, put the flat side
To the end.
toward your animals, because if you want to electrify it, you can clip insulator on a T-post. If it's backwards, you can't.
Well, it's raining. Do you realize that?
Not enough to mount it on.
Not enough to mount to nothing. To me, it's enough to mount. I just found a welding rod out here.
It's that 20
That-
mile an hour wind. That's a
Looks like a flat tire to me.
what?
I said that looks like a flat tire to
It
me.
would. That's exactly what that would do.
And there's another one. What did you drop right here, Hugh? There's two of them. That's not at all good, guys. He's had a blowout on his bucket or something. Retro.
I wonder where they come from. Out of the loader bucket, I guess.
I bought him some boxes that are secure, that he can keep in his little wooden thing that he pulls around behind his tractor, hopefully to keep things from bouncing out of his buckets, because that's what happens. And see, that's not a good thing. Flat tire core.
Braces in, and then we'll stretch some wire. Hello everybody, this is Papa Hugh from a mountain farm, and We're experiencing dogwood winter. We had about 3 inches of snow this morning. And as you can see, the dogwoods are starting to bloom. And we had about 3 inches of snow this morning. This is April the 9th. And you might be able, I don't know if you can or not, but we're experiencing a few flurries this morning. Well, this is early afternoon. It's 40 degrees. And it's been a snowing on and off all morning. And I've got to gather up a few tools, and then we're going to hang a gate. And I'm going to show you my way of doing it, which is not necessarily the right way, but it's just a simple way to do it for me. And we're experiencing a few light flurries. The grass is turning green here. And but all of this here I've got to get cut up for firewood. It blew a tree down in my cousin's yard a couple of weeks ago, and we went down and I helped him clean it up. And I've got the old stub maple, the stuff that just for firewood, and we've got a log back here that may be figured maple, and Aaron's going to bring his chainsaw mill next week, and we're going to just find out. And I've got to go over here and get my level. I forgot to bring it. I leaned it up over here. We got our little fence project mostly done. I run out of T-post clips, so I'll have to go out at some point and get me some T-post clips. And this holly tree here, I love hollies. I was always told it was American holly. I'm not sure, but it's in a bad location. I'm gonna have to cut it down because where I'm standing right here is on the septic tank, and the roots of that thing, the plumbing out of that house, this was terracotta tile. My dad put this septic tank in the 60s, and it was terracotta tile, and the roots grew in and stopped it up, so I had to dig it up and replumb it. That's why it's such a mess here around the basement. And we're gonna walk back over here and see about getting ready to hang a gate. And that little building down here is our spring house for the farm. That's where we get our drinking water, is out of the spring. It's inside that little building. And our water comes, I like to tell everybody, just to watch a reaction on their face, is I like to tell everybody that our water's fresh off of a lizard's back, and it is. You can go down there just about any time and get let's say lizards in the bottom of the reservoir. And all right, I'm gonna have to get set up here. Bear with me a minute. Find my marker. I gotta figure out where to set this GoPro thing. This is my first experience using it without Patty, but Patty's busy in the house doing what she has to do. I think you could be able to see. I'm gonna take this level right here, and we're gonna let it hang level. And marker post all the way down. Yeah, this stake is leaning a little bit, but it's I stretched the wire and it pulled it out of plumb just a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna have to go get a tape measure. I didn't get tooled up very good. And so I'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. I laid the gate down the driveway, It's 5 inches to the bottom of the post. I usually like to hang a gate 5 or 6 inches up. And so what we're going to do is make our mark for our first hole. And you see the skip lines I put on that stake, I hope. That's plumb, that's straight up and down. So I didn't finish filling this hole, so we're going to just call it right there and make a mark. Get my marker out of my pocket. I'm really clumsy with this thing. I'm technologically challenged by choice. I don't put a lot of effort into learning modern technology. So we're going to take our line here, and we're about above grade, so we're going to mark this about 6 inches. Be right close to that barbed wire. And between it's going to set right there. So, and this top hinge is adjustable. So around 3 foot will be good. And all right, I'm gonna set this thing back down here and see if we can get some decent and that top collar on that gate is adjustable. And this is a locust stake, so it's very hard. So I've got 5/8. These are 5/8 gate anchors, and I've got a 9/16 drill bit. A little more. Yeah, that should be fine. Now we'll drill this bottom one here. And it would be right under that barbed wire. That should be plenty deep enough. And the way I screw these ends, I just take an old combination wrench and use a box end and put the box end on the upright, and I just spin it in. These are going in pretty easy, but this is a locust stake and the wood is hard, so it'll be fine. Get these screwed in, and I'll show you how I adjust one. If we're using pine or a softwood, you would want to use a smaller, drill bit, but this locust is so hard that you'd never turn an anchor in it if you used a much smaller drill bit. All right, we're going to take the level and go right here. And we're going to set these to where they're level straight up and down. And then we're going to hang the gate. And that little snow made it really muddy. A couple of more turns and we should have it. Well, I was wrong. If I can't get this one screwed in far enough, I'll screw the other one out a little bit. Well, we're still going to have to go in a couple an inch or so. I may not have drilled the hole deep enough. Well, we're closer. I'm about an inch out. See if I got that much hole left. If I can hold on to my wrench. That's the bottom of my hole. It just got hard. About a half inch, and we'll see what it looks like. Pretty close. Okay, we've measured, or we put the level against the outside of this on both of them, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but the bubble's pretty close, and that's close enough. Now we're going to hang our gate. Now we're going to hang the gate. And this is a used gate, so it's not exactly in the best shape. It'll swing in, but it won't swing out. Too much elevation change. I just need to keep a few cows in, so I don't need to be really particular with it. Now, if you were in this for security purposes, you would take this upper one right here and turn it down and then drive your clamp up on it, and that way the gate couldn't be lifted off without some tools. But that's pretty good for now. It stays where you put it, and that's what we were after. And looks like the snow may have left us, but it's flurried all morning. But spring is starting to take shape here. The leaves are budding out. So my apple trees are blooming down there. And I've got to cut that cedar down and that little walnut down, because I want to clean this mess up right here and burn it. We've got them old floribunda rose or multiflora rose, whatever they call them, and they just make a mess. They make a horrendous mess. All right, that's it for today. I appreciate it.